fuel as well.
Thank you very much. That's our Middle East correspondent Yolande Nell speaking to us from Jerusalem. Well, we can find out more about the humanitarian situation in Gaza and by speaking to Tamara Alrifai, the Director of External Relations and Communications at the United Nations Relief and Works Agency. And Tamara joins us from Amman in Jordan. Tamara, what do you know about this deal? Because a key component of it would be allowing more aid into Gaza. Have you been told about how this could work?
We do not have more details than what we've been hearing on the news, but if you allow me, there are two key components for us. One is a cessation of hostilities, so a ceasefire. We have long been calling for a humanitarian ceasefire and not just humanitarian pauses or humanitarian corridors, which in our view aren't sufficient to allow aid agencies such as UNRWA to effectively go all over the Gaza Strip. Now, the second component is the one you just mentioned, which is more aid in, and that for us is crucial in the face of the immense needs, but also in the face of the fact that we have not been able to access half of the strip, the northern part, where we still have over 57 schools turned shelters. And we want to be able to access all our shelters with more humanitarian aid coming in under a safer situation, hence the need for an actual ceasefire.
And the initial pause in fighting or the temporary ceasefire is expected to last 4 days. What can you achieve in that time?
We can expand on what we already do, which is mobile clinics going into our shelters to attend to people directly, distribution of bread, wheat flour, clean drinking water into all our shelters, and being able to reconnect with our teams, the UNRWA teams, who are still in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. They haven't left. Most of them are themselves displaced in our shelters. This is really what we do in the middle and southern parts of the Gaza Strip, and we want to be able to extend exactly this to the entirety of the Strip safely.
And as we can see just on the screen, the pictures right next to you, more what believe explosion strikes happening in Gaza. What's the latest information you have on the humanitarian situation in the Strip?
Every day, the media asks me this question, and every day I wish there was a bigger word to catastrophic. It is worse every single day because of the overcrowding in our shelters that is causing all kinds of diseases, respiratory, gastric, skin diseases, primarily due to the lack of water and lack of hygiene, but also lack of food intake, adequate food intake for people. Add to that very high levels of anxiety and distress amongst people who have been in our shelters for about 7 weeks now. This is a very long time. And in the face of that, the aid that we're able to get in through the Rafah crossing remains very limited, 50 or 60 trucks a day, whereas the Gaza Strip used to receive around 500 trucks every day prior to this conflict, despite the blockade.
Thank you very much for that update. That's Tamara Alrifai, Director of External Relations and Communications at the UN Relief and Works Agency.